Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and this is now part 2, and I'm filming this straight after I filmed part 1, so if you haven't seen that, go back and have a look. But I'm doing this in 2 parts so that it doesn't end up being like a 2-hour long video or something, but it's such a massive kit. As you can see, 2,800 plus parts. There's a lot to look at, so I thought I'd do it in 2 parts. 2 apologies. First, my little thumb brace here, sorry about that. It's probably going to mess up the camera a little bit, but I need to put it on a couple of hours a day to help my tendons apparently repair themselves or whatever. For those that are worried, I've had an x-ray, no broken bones, no fractures, no nothing. I've obviously torn a tendon or pulled a nerve or something, I don't know. But I've seen the pharmacist, because the doctors don't bring you back in this country because they're useless. And basically, they told to me, the pharmacist said, put this on, just wear it a few hours a day and you'll be fine. So that's what I'm doing. So this is part 2. The second apology is if you can hear some noise in the background, the fan is going. Today it's going to hit like 37 degrees or something here in Gloucester. So yeah, at the moment it's 30 and it's 12 o'clock. So it's going to get the hottest by about tea time apparently. So this is part 2 of this review. Beautiful kit from Glow2b. It's actually Trumpeter, but for some reason they've split all the marketing up. I did notice in in the little teaser I did this morning, somebody I think it was Phil, commented that the instructions for this kit and the monochrome were exactly the same. They're not exactly the same, because if you've seen review part 1 you will see that these instructions come, how's that for quality? They're ring bound. We have ring bound instructions, so really nice. So you can get it like that, you can fold them back. I've got the decals there. You can go like that, you can fold it back on itself and have it on your workbench. What a brilliant idea. I wish everyone did this. Maybe like Model Collect could do one in their little instruction books, you know. But anyway, really nice, very nice touch that. And there we go. So we're going to start this review by looking at this box here. This is box C. We've looked at the hull, the instructions, the decals, all the photo etch, and boxes A and B in part 1. So this is going to be C, D, and E. So not sure how long this video is going to be, because it's going to be, I don't know how much is in it basically. But anyway, we have here, this is box C. So let's get that down there. So usual fashion, we'll go through the sprues. This is sprue E, and this looks like our funnel parts obviously. So we can see here we have, again, we have some lovely detailing on them, some very fine rivet detail, which is really nice, and it also kind of goes around the side, but they haven't, have they slide molded that? I'm not sure. It looks like they have actually, but they keep the rivets going around the side rather than fading out. They've slide molded it, so you can see on there we've got the vertical runs of rivets, so that's all nice. If you got out the box, I should imagine if you get photo etch, it's probably going to have something to wrap around there, but I should imagine this will all look great. It's nice that it's positive rivets rather than recessed. Got some mould seams there to get rid of. You know, people, you may see some reviews of people who moan about having mould seams. If you didn't have the mould seam there, that would mean it's been moulded like that without slide moulding, and then all your rivet detail here would all be very soft and elongated, as we see on some aircraft. So having it slide moulded is great. But yeah, but we do end up with mould seams. You've got a mould seam there because it's slide moulded, and the same here. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. They've put the mould seam right next to the rivets, but never mind, a little bit of careful scraping, or actually there's a pipe going in it, so it's probably going to cover it up. That may be why they've put it there, but anyway, it's all going to look good in the end, because we are modelers, we can make it look good. So very nicely done, beautiful detail on them. We've got a couple of sprues in here in this bag. I didn't count the sprue number, there's lots of them, there's probably 50 odd sprues in here. 2 sprues identical. We've got some little gun placements, and some little gun placements there with the armoured shielding for the gun operator to stand behind. Some little boxes there, little greeblies, bits and pieces, and more gun mounts and everything there. You can see again we've got the checker plate, as we showed you so many times in part 1, and then here we've got a little siren, and then here's a great big siren, foghorn, whatever you want to call it. And that is some of the nicest moulding I've ever seen of something like that. Look at that. Look how thin the edge is on there. That's lovely. Really, really nice. It's got a flanged edge as well. That is beautiful. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Let's put those together like that. The the tooling for this kit must have cost an absolute arm and a leg. It's like, it's almost every sprue has got slide moulding in it. So if you don't know what slide moulding is, normally when you've got a sprue, basically you've got a top and a bottom, so that's like that, yeah. So the top and the bottom comes together. Generally mould tools are on their side, so you've got top and the bottom comes together like that. Inject the plastic, okay, tool opens, out drops the plastic parts. If you have slide moulding, you have the two parts coming together, and then you have other pieces coming in, and obviously they have to precisely fit so you don't get plastic leaking out everywhere and causing loads of flash. And you also want to get a really nice joint area, which they've managed to do there. It's really lovely. So that is what slide moulding is all about. I should imagine, I mean, I've been in the plastic injection industry as an engineer, and I could imagine that slide moulding, I mean, there's 4 slides in that kit. So all you got to think of all the either electronic or hydraulic actuators making it all work. You could just imagine the cost. And mould tools cost a fortune anyway. So here we've got our forecastle, and that's lovely. Again, it's got this large checker plate on it, which seems, somebody commented it looks over scale, but I've looked at photographs and it's actually right. I don't know why it's so big. You know, you think of a 200th scale man stood on there, and those things would be like sort of a foot apart. It's very strange. But you can see that the moulded on detail on there is absolutely gorgeous. It really is lovely. Again, we're going to have to do some work to connect the hose pipes to the holes in the side of the hull, but that's nothing. And then you've got the bow anchor there. Like I say, I said in part 1, the end of the hole that should be in the hull is blanked off. Now whether they've blanked it off for moulding or if it was actually blanked off on the real ship in 1945, I'm not sure, because looking at the model it looks like this kit is made as in an as sunk configuration from 1945, which I like, because if I build ships, which I never do, if I build a ship I like to build them in their as sunk configuration. So 2 sprues here identical, and here we've got our ship's boats, and very, very nicely done they are. There's a bit of flash around these, you can see here. Is that flat? Nope, sorry, that's detail. Shut up, Nige, that's not flash, it's detail. The kit appears to be pretty flash free. But these are lovely. I did mention in part 1, if you want to get your colour callouts and stuff, if you look up the instructions for these, this will give you all your detailed colour callouts and stuff. This is the Tamiya World War II Japanese utility boat set, and it's kit number 78026. But you'll get in there and it will give you all the different colours that you need in the instructions on there. But yeah, lovely, beautiful, beautiful moulding. Again, we've got the beautiful moulding there for the upper structure on one of the boats. But yeah, beautifully done. Very, very nice. Nice planking detail for the base. This bottom in there, it's going to go in there. So yeah, Peter was saying as well when he did his review, apparently there is no, I didn't notice, I forgot to look, but there is no indication in the instructions where the boats go. Most of them, I believe, go under the decks at the stern, but if you really need to know where they go, I would suggest, if you've got this kit, I would suggest it anyway, get over to ScaleMates and download the instructions for Tamiya's 1/350th scale premium Yamato, not the older kit, the premium one, and the instructions in there will give you detailed colour callouts and what bits and pieces are. I don't think we need to open this. This is our nameplate, so it's basically a piece of plastic with a rim on it, so we don't need to open that one. And here we can see once again Trumpeter's wonderful packaging. They've put a cardboard insert into the box. You can see it's very strong, so we can take that out, and underneath there is going to be some very, very fine sprue mouldery. So yeah, very nice indeed. There we go. So we'll have a look in here. Oh yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. Look at all that fine moulding. That's the main antenna by the look of it, the main mast, shall I say. Then we've got all these little outriggers on here. Little bits and pieces, tiny little parts, tiny thin parts, and not one of them is broken, damaged, nothing. There's some oil, proper black oil on there that wipes off on your finger. These sprues are definitely need a wash, definitely. But we can see on here how beautifully moulded all that is. It's all lovely and fine. Really, really nice. Beautifully done. Very nice indeed. You can see the detail on that little platform there on the surface. Then we've got detail underneath. It looks like that's going to be all the positioning for our photo etch parts going underneath. So put that away straight away. I said in part 1 as well, guys, if you're building one of these, don't be tempted to take it all out of the bags and just chuck it back in the box, because you can imagine that will slide up against another sprue, and that there is straight away going to get caught and just snapped off. So, you know, while you're building, put everything. Remember to do this for a reason. Glow2b, put them in these bags for a reason, and you need to do the same. Just keep it all protected. Keep it all so it's all protected. And then, oh, here we've got 2 sprues here. These are our aircraft. So we'll have a good look at these. See how well detailed these are. See how lovely they look. So there's 2 of each. So we've got 2 sprues here. And this is the Jake, I believe, the single float. Nope, this is the Pete, isn't it? The biplane. So this is the F1M2. You only get 2 of these, 2 of each of these in the kit. I believe they carried more. I think they carried like 4 of each. Not sure, but these were the spotter planes. But we can see we've got the upper fuselage there. It's all moulded in clear so that you can get your clear glazing and stuff. Very, very nicely done. No cockpit detail, it's just flat, but no doubt someone will be jumping on that one, or you could just take the interior detail out of another 200 scale kit. You don't have to have a fully accurate cockpit, do you, in 200 scale. We can see we've got all the control surfaces are all moulded in. You know, obviously 200 scale, the details are way overdone, but you know, if there was nothing there, people would say, "Man, there's nothing there." So at least if you want to, you can fill all that moulded panel detail in. But if you don't want to, then it's there. So that's the F1 Pete. And then we get the, this is the, I think it's called Aichi, isn't it? Aichi. This is the Jake. Oh, come on. There we go. So we got these. These are the this is with the 2 floats. So it's a monoplane, but it's got the 2 floats. Very wide chord on that wing. You can see on here there's a good reason for having the clear. You can see all that glazing on there, on here, so it's moulded in clear so that you can see through it. As I say, I would suggest, you know, paint it interior green first, and then paint it green. After you've masked it off, paint it green. And then when you look inside, you'll see like a lighter colour green, which will look quite good. But you've got the cowling on there, so we can finally use our MRP Japanese paints. Very nice, very nicely done. So these are all looking lovely. So I'll get this box all put away back as it was from the factory, and then we'll have a look at box D and E. So moving on, got box D, as you can see here, box D, very flat box. So this is obviously going to be decks and stuff. Lovely image on there, side on of the Yamato, and no aircraft on, but showing the catapult and everything there. And then over the box we've got the aerial view, and this is clearly showing this is the 1945 configuration, I think. So I'll have to check my references, but it's certainly, I think these guns were added in 45, so this would be her as sunk configuration, which suits me down to the ground. So we have in here our decks. Look at this. Look at the size of this. Oh, wow. Again, we've got the beautiful foam. It just keeps coming. Got the beautiful foam in there, protecting the end of that deck. So that's our stern deck. So we'll have a look at the main deck first. We will get this out so we can look at the detail. Let's have a look. Let's see how good it looks. And I'll bet we've got all the constant length deck planking as per usual, which is a shame, but it's just typical of what manufacturers do. Oh, something else I've just spotted that is very interesting and nice to see. Right, yes, the deck planking, as you can see here, is all constant. Where is it in the light? Catch it in the light. No, you can't make it out, but it's all just a constant length. So you've got, like, you know, all lengths are equal, and I don't think it would have been like that. Got some very heavy sprue gates here which have been hacked off at the factory. It's nice to see that they've left a big chunk behind rather than damage your model. I actually got an Airfix, I think it was Hellcat, where they cut the sprue off the wing and they actually cut part of the wing away. So they sent me another wing, which was fine. So yeah, very, very nicely done. Lovely moulded on detail on the deck. No reason why this couldn't be masked and painted, but there's one nice thing about this, and there's one thing I don't like about wooden decks. When you fit them, generally the deck comes along and then meets the sides of the hull. So when you fit your wooden deck, you end up with, like, you can see the edge of the wood. But if we look at this deck, it has a raised rim around it. So you could fit a wooden deck into this, sit it in behind that raised rim, and it's going to look a lot more authentic. Now obviously there's supposed to be a raised rim there. I can't remember what it's called now, but there's supposed to be a raised rim there, but it's not going to be as big because the wood's going to hide some of it. But it's better than looking at the edge of a wooden deck, so that's going to look really, really nice when they come up with that. I'm not sure if a wooden deck is going to look that good with this, you know, this massive size. If you really want to go to town, you could do one of her last missions, and they painted the decks black. So you could paint it brown, put some streaking and stuff on it so it looks like wood, and then just give it a light coat of black so you can just see the brown coming through, and you're laughing. And once again, you can see we've got all these holes to be drilled. My God, look at them all. There's hundreds of them. And make sure you don't just drill them all, because probably best to look at the instructions, grab with a marker, and just put a line through every one that needs to be drilled, or put a circle around the ones that don't, because I'm not 100% sure that all of these holes are going to have to be drilled. And it might also be worth making a note, you know, colour code them green, red, blue, whatever, because they're all different diameters. So as we said in part one, if you go through the 0.5 drill first to mark where they are, that's one way of doing it. But if you go in with the full size drill, you can guarantee being on centre. So that's always a good thing. So that is really, really nice, heavy, big, and it's got that lovely curve shape in it there. That's not warpage, that's the correct shape. So yeah, really, really nice. We'll put that there out of the way. And then we've got our stern deck with our aircraft hangar and everything in it. So we'll have a good look at this one, see what it's like. This thing's starting to get on my nerves now, so it's coming off. Goodbye. Right, so we've got some foam around the end here. We'll try and get this off so we can get it back on. So they're protecting all these corners and stopping these corners wrecking the other deck. So again, thoughtful trumpeter once again. So here we've got that lovely coarse checker plate on there, you can see it, which is really nice. No drilling to do on, oh, there is some drilling there, look, to do on the stern. And then we've got the aircraft hangar down in here. I suppose you're going to see it down through there, aren't you? But there's a door going there. You could open those doors up, I guess, and then you'll be able to see down in there. You could put some more aircraft in there, which would be a nice touch. I may actually make some resin moulds of the clear aircraft to put inside, and it doesn't matter if they haven't got clear tops, does it? Or buy some trumpeter ones. They're bound to come out with them separately. But it's lovely. There's Paul. That'll be Paul messaging me now asking where this review is, because he's mad on this kit. So there we are. Beautiful. Right, so that's box D. So we've got one box left, which is box E. And we'll have a look at that now. So here's box E. This is the baby of the bunch. We've got the lovely image on there. And we've got an image there of the built-up model with all the photo etch on it. So that's nice. So this is a very small box. It's an end opener. And oh, I'm not really sure what's in here. Oh, it looks like Gun City. So yeah, here we go. This is Gun City. So let's have a look what we got in here. Right. So lots and lots of very small parts on one sprue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 of these. Seems strange. You thought it would be 7, 6 or 8, but never mind. And these are, I don't know what they are, but they're little mounts for something or other, and they are beautifully moulded. You can see they're slide moulded, so you've got detail all the way around and on the bottom. So very, very nice. Like I said, they look like probably gun mounts for the triple machine guns. But, very nice. As I say, you get 7 of those. Is 7? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. I'm sure it said there should be 8. There we go. So that's those. And then here we've got some little bits of superstructure by the look of things. So we've got whatever that is, some sort of lookout or something. Part of a searchlight maybe. And then here it's a base for something. Sorry about my lack of terminology, guys. I don't know the ship very well at all. But everyone can learn. Then we've got this little raised area here with some grills in it. You can see they're beautifully moulded. All the grills on this kit are lovely. They don't need to be replaced at all. They're lovely. Very nice indeed. So we can pop those back in that bag. Here we have some main superstructure parts. So there's our bridge. You can see the beautiful recessed area there for that photo etch window framing to go in, so that's going to look lovely. Again, lots of slide moulding involved, so we've got detail here, detail on there, detail on there, detail on that face, and detail all the way around. Again, accuracy I don't know, but there is detail there, and it is lovely. Very, very nicely done. This is such a focal point of Yamato, and I'm guessing that's going to fit in there like so once these sprue nibs are removed. Again, slide moulded. Look at that detail in that mesh. Really, really, really nice. Beautifully done. You could draw these out. Very nicely done indeed. Put them back in there. I will seal these bags up before I put it back in the box, otherwise it's all just going to end up a pile of plastic in the bottom of the box. Here we've got some more little gun mounts or round pieces of superstructure or whatever. There's 4 of those. Beautifully moulded. Really, really lovely. Really nicely done. You guys that know Yamato, you'll know what you're looking at, so if you know that it's right or wrong, let me know in the comments below. But I'm just looking at it from a plastic kit point of view, as the mould quality is up there. It's beautiful. Here we got some of our triple or quad guns, are they? I can't remember now. And there's what we've got: 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 8 of those. Again, beautiful moulding, really, really nice. Really, really lovely. All the holes there for the railings to go around the top and everything. The other thing is nice sometimes, guys, is to use the kit's photo etch, because they'll have holes and everything for it all to go in, whereas some of the aftermarket stuff, you're left reliant on, you know, just a sort of surface mount, which on something like a railing, you can literally touch it and it just falls off. So sometimes the kit photo etch is nice. So we've got 4 of these. These are more guns. And they're going to have photo etch screens going over the front to show the louvered covers on them. You can see, again, slide molded, so they're absolutely stunning. I'd love to see the bill for the tooling for this kit. It must be one of the most expensively tooled kits ever. So, some more of these guns. So there's, what's that, 8 of those. Will you look at these already? Yes, these are exactly the same. I needn't have opened them. Sorry, we looked at those already. They're more gun placements. Oh, come on, go in there. We'll deal with that in a minute. And then there's more of the same there, so I won't open them. So that's another 8 of those, so that's 24 of those. We've already looked at those, I believe, and we've already looked at those. So that's more of those, and then we haven't looked at these, have we? No, we haven't looked at this type. Listen to me, this type. I need to get my book out and start. Look at that, nicely packaged. So there's 6 of those. And these are a lovely moulding. You can see again we've got all the lovely moulded on detail on there. Again, slide moulded, so we've got detail everywhere. No flash, no clean up, just nip it off the sprue, clean up the sprue mount, glue it on. Job done. Really, really lovely. As I say, I think this would build into a beautiful model out of the box, because it's got so much detail on the plastic parts, there's so much finesse, and also you've got that oodles of photo etch. You know, I don't really think this needs a lot. So if you're looking at this kit and seeing it as like 400 odd quid and thinking that's a lot, if you consider, if you get the hood, and the hood is about 280, is it 290? I know you can get it cheaper, but I'm talking about retail prices. If you start thinking about the Pontos set, which is going to be, you know, around 300, you're looking at nearly, you know, 2.5 times the cost of this for your accurately built hood with your Pontos set. And don't forget, the Pontos set isn't the be all and end all. You still need other bits and pieces, so it's worth remembering. So there we go. I'll just come back and say goodbye and have a little chat about something else, and then we'll call it a day. So there we go. What did you think of that? Wow. I've tried to do the most involved review of the kit. There's quite a few reviews out there which are like 15 minutes long, basically showing you what you're getting in the box. Peter's review is, you know, by far probably the best out there. But what I've tried to do is show you what you're getting in the detail in the plastic parts by cutting the bags open and stuff, which is always a big one for me, because half the time I don't build the bloody things, and the thing is, once the bags are cut open, they're worth half the money. So but you know, hey ho, it's you guys enjoy watching it, and it's, you guys are the reason I'm here. So I think it's absolutely lovely. It does. I've just been and looked at Arizona, and I think maybe I was being a little unfair to Trumpeter with their moulding and stuff. It is a lot nicer than I remember, but you know, this is by far, this is a million miles ahead. And that hull, you know, accuracy I don't know, but to me it looks like a ship hull. You know, when you see the Trumpeter 1/350th Hornet, you know, the hull is like a bloody barge. It's awful. And when you look at the 1/200th Arizona, it's just wrong. It just look, when you see Arizona in dry dock or any Pennsylvania class ship, you can see that the bow is very sharp and it comes back and it comes out, whereas the Trumpeter kit is very sort of bulbous. It comes out straight away, and you know, it's just doesn't look right. You know, I'm not worried about it should have 27 portholes here and it's only got 24. I'm not sort of talking about that, or the plating's in the wrong place or whatever. But it's like with plating, the HMS hood we all know the plating on that hull is a bit on the heavy side. The plating on this it's perhaps on the heavy side, but it's very, very nice, and you need something there to add some detail and interest to the hull. You know, Missouri was a welded hull, so there's no detail on the hull whatsoever, so you can can it, bash it, you can add some weld detail, use shading, whatever, to try and add some detail, add something to get rid of that huge plastic slab that you've got in front of you. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed with this with this kit. Now, so I hope you enjoyed that little kit review. That's been part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go take a look. Part 1 is a lot more to it than in part 2, but I didn't want to have the video stretching into like 2 hours long. So thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the like bell. If you want to get more of my videos, hit the notifications bell, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.